So it all started in a sunny day, beautiful day in July. It was a Sunday. And we were on a boat, pontoon boat, with my family, my nieces, nephews, sister, and just enjoying the day. And a storm came, so we kind of packed it all up and started heading back toward the shore. And just before we got back to the shore, I kind of felt this lightning bolt, which it felt like going through my chest. It was twice. It was boom, boom. You know, it was kind of like two big shocks to my chest. In all honesty, knowing that the storm was kind of right behind us, I literally felt like I'd just been struck by lightning. We were waiting on the paramedics, and I stood up, walked off the boat. And, you know, even though everybody was telling me to sit, said sit, but I didn't want the paramedics to fight, getting me off that boat and the pier and everything else. So paramedics arrived, took me to the local hospital. I was very conscious, very aware of everything going on. You know, just had pain. Got to that first hospital. They said, this is something we can't do. We can't handle this. We need to find somebody who can.
And I was on call in the hospital, and I got a call from an outside hospital saying that they had a patient that had a aortic dissection, and his blood pressure was very low, what we call hypotensive, and they asked if we were able to accept him to fix his aneurysm.
You know, the circumstances that Chris was in were dire circumstances. About 40 to 50% of people die before they even reach a hospital, and those who do arrive to a hospital are still at significant risk for mortality.
Everybody was waiting. I mean, it was like as soon as the doors open, the surgeons and their entire team was standing at the door waiting for me.
There was myself, Dr. Cross, an assembled team of about 12 people, 2 scrub nurses, 2 circulating nurses, a couple of perfusionists, a couple of anesthesiologists, everyone working in sync with each other.
And the aorta is the main vessel that all the blood flow goes through when it leaves the heart to go to to the rest of the body. And he actually had a tear in the inside lining of that vessel.
The tear is partly contained because part of the aortic wall is still holding things together. So he was hence awake and talking to us, but we took him immediately to the operating room. Just as we were scrubbing in and getting into the operating room, he suddenly arrested, and we lost a pulse and blood pressure. What had happened was his tear had finally broken free, and he had an actual free rupture of his aorta into his chest. And so even though we're doing open cardiac massage, of course, blood is also at the same time leaking out from the aorta. So it was kind of a dicey situation. He was, for all intents and purposes, trying to die on us right then and there. And without getting him connected to the heart-lung machine, he would be dead.
Once we had him on the bypass machine, we were able to circulate the blood flow. And then Dr. Joy and I worked together to stop the bleeding on the ruptured aorta. Next, we have to cool the patient down. We have to cool Chris down to where we actually stop the heart, and we stop any oxygen demand in the body as well. Eventually, we even stop all the blood flow in the heart, and we sew in a new tube graft. It's going to be a new vessel, and in Chris's case, we also had to sew in a new valve as well, a new aortic valve.
What, we have to commend is anesthesia for keeping up with giving fluid and blood to the patient, the nurses moving in harmony with each other and making things happen so that we can proceed along with this operation.
I was in a coma for 2 or 3 days at this time. And I think they were waiting anxiously for, is he gonna have brain damage? So when I opened my eyes, twinkled my toes, and I looked over at my mom, and even though I had the breathing tube down me, I said, "Hey, Mom." And I think that kind of sealed the deal of, I'm gonna be all right. I definitely beat astronomical odds by walking off that boat. I always tell people that I kind of, the word miracle is thrown around a lot, and I'm religious, and I don't like using the word miracle.
And he does not have any neurologic deficits at all. It's really it's a testament to the teamwork that we have in the operating room, but also that there's something else looking after him besides just the personnel and the doctors and nursing staff here at Rush.
Something bigger than all of us, and I think Dr. Jaweed and his team are, a big part of that, a big reason for that.
Post-operatively, it takes a large team as well, and it's the nursing care in the ICU, as well as our physical therapists that worked with Chris every day to help him get up and increase his strength. It takes our nutritionist and dietitian. It takes our consultants, including the cardiologists, our pulmonary doctors, our intensivists in the ICU. It's a huge team.
They were amazing. I think they're all angels sent from heaven. I mean, the way they not only treated me, but they treated my family and made everybody comfortable, and obviously made me better to wake up today and talk to you. So it was a very tough recovery. When they cut you wide open, there's a lot to heal. They were very accommodating in listening to what my pains were, listening to what my worries were. But today, as you see me sitting before you, I feel strong. I could tell anybody else that's been through this procedure, hang in there, fight through it, because there is light at the end of the tunnel.
We couldn't be prouder of him. He's doing everything he can to take care of his health and really advocate cardiovascular health to people around him.
Very blessed to have everything that I have today. Getting a second chance at life. What everybody's done for me, I'm not going to let anybody down, and I'm going to live my second life, as I call it, a lot better than I lived my first.